Welcome to another Demarcation Media action figure review. Today we are looking at another Warhammer 40k figure from JoyToy. This is a Space Wolves Intercessor. So this video is made in affiliation with ltcave.com. So if you want to get this guy right here or any other JoyToy Warhammer figures, I will have a link down in the description with this guy and then just their general Warhammer, as well as a discount code for you to use. So definitely head down there, check it out. Now, I actually got this guy in a trade through the Warhammer JoyToy Discord. I swapped the Blood Angels Aggressor that I had gotten for this guy because this guy really caught my eye. So this dude right here, this is the standard, or this is the 2.0 Ultramarine Intercessor, and he was my first figure, and he's really good. He's just a very solid figure, and JoyToy has been doing some upgrades to their base Intercessor. So this is, I believe this is what's counted as version 3 or 3.0. And I'm really curious to take a look at it. So packaging goes back to like I guess the Intercessors just base have this. This is their basic standard Intercessor, black box. You get to see the figure there. Actual photography, which I'm a big fan of. On the back, we get to see all of the accessories. There's a lot of accessories in here. And the Space Wolves color scheme is just really interesting. So pretty normal box. Pretty cool looking. Let's get it open. So the guy that I got this from, the absolute mad lad, keeps the seal, like the plastic seal stuff on, and he like perfectly cut the end, so it's almost perfectly sealed. So that's pretty impressive to me. There we go. This guy is technically used, but he has been kept in fantastic condition, and he's a pretty new figure, so he's not that old. He's a pretty new figure, so he's not been like used a bunch. That's what I meant to say. Obviously, he's not that old if he's a new figure. Get a stand. JoyToy has been including stands with like all figures now. Oh, look at this. A double-edged chainsword. That's super cool. Get one of these. I hate swapping these out. Holy crap, that is a big gun. Warhammer just really has no qualms with making absolutely freaking massive weapons for no reason. This looks like something from Star Wars, actually. We got the pack, the like vent pack, some special JoyToy branded desiccant that I will be putting on my dinner this evening. No, I'm just kidding. Don't ever eat that stuff. Also, if you can't tell, I have busted my finger up, and so it's making things a little bit more difficult for me. So let me get all of his accessories organized and out, and we will take a closer look. Alrighty, there he is. All of his stuff is here, and I kind of just want to take a look at his accessories first, because there's a lot to look at, and there's some really cool stuff here. So we get extra hands, and we get a pair of fisted hands. We get a pair of trigger hands. There is one trigger hand on our Space Wolf here. And we get a standard holding hand, which this one looks like the wash did something weird, and there's like dots across the knuckles. It's a little odd. But you get two of those as well, which is super cool. I like that we're getting uniform pairs now, although the older Intercessors would come with like a 2-finger pointing hand, which was kind of cool. I would have liked to see some of those. Even 2 of those would have been cool. But it's hard to complain because we have so many other accessories. Like this is a little holster with a, what is that called? Purity seal. And it's kind of cool because I hadn't known what gun was supposed to go in there until now, but apparently it's this one. That would be the one that's in there. So that's cool. I never have good luck trying to swap these. That ball joint tends to snap off. So I really just set these aside and don't touch them again. This, though, this is kind of slick. Look at this. Tiny little bolt pistol. I think that's what this is, bolt pistol. It looks kind of cool. It's the most kind of normal looking weapon that I've ever seen from a Warhammer figure. So that's kind of slick. This is a puny little pea shooter in the hands of a Space Marine, but that's cool to get. I've not gotten one of these before. I haven't even really seen them in coming with any figures, so that's nice. Then we have this absolute monster. This is crazy. Looks like there's a little bit of glue here. I don't know what the glue is from. I thought maybe it was for a strap, but this one's not supposed to have a strap. I am curious, does the mag come out? Oh, the mag comes out. Look at that. You don't see any bullets like you can sometimes, but you can have your Marine reloading. That's kind of slick. So this is bigger than any of the other guns that I've gotten. This is the bolter or bolt pistol or bolt rifle. I can't even tell. This looks like it should be a rifle, but I think this is a rifle or a heavy. I don't know. Somebody tell me in the comments. They all shoot giant, ridiculous projectiles. But this is what came with the Ultramarines Intercessor right there. This came with the Ultramarines Honor Guard, but even that is not quite as big as this huge beast. It's got a scope, has a winged skull on this side. Nothing on that side, interestingly enough. Big, massive wide bore end. Scope looks pretty nice. Actually, in the pictures, the scope is like bent downward, which is weird that they used a quality control error to do their photos. But this is cool. This is very quintessential Warhammer right here. I feel just the sheer size of this thing. And then speaking of quintessential Warhammer, we have a chainsword, but this is not a normal chainsword because this is the chainsword that we got with the Ultramarine Intercessor, and this is this chainsword. It is a little bit longer and it is double-edged. That is kind of slick. It also has no skull at the bottom. It just has this little ring. I like this one a lot. There's also some other variations where it's like double-handed chainsword, and there's a chainsword with like a crossguard, like a normal sword. But this is pretty cool. I like this accessory a lot. So in terms of accessories, this guy is an A+ for sure. There's a couple accessories that I did not talk about. We have an empty holster, which will stay on him. And there's a little sheath here with a little knife, which is pretty cool. I don't know if this is a new piece or not. I've never seen it before, but it's pretty slick. It does sit fairly loosely in here, which is both a good and a bad thing. It's good because you don't have to worry about scratching on the blade, but it's a little bit bad because you do have to worry about, well, it just fell out a minute ago. But yeah, it can fall out sometimes. Looks-wise, really interesting. So actually, let me bring in this dude. This is the previous Intercessor, and there doesn't seem to be a ton of differences right off the bat. Obviously, the collar here is different, and the chest plate is different. We've got a groove here instead of just a solid collar. Shoulders, this guy just has 2 uniform shoulders, but that might just be because it's a Space Wolf. But the biggest thing is, as far as I can tell, is the hands. The hands get a ton of movement. These are the 3.0 hands. So much movement. These ones, not as much. They also make it easier for the figure to hold things. These ones, they're just notoriously bad for not being able to grip things well. These ones wrap around it fully, and it just all around makes the figure better. It's a huge relief that you don't have to fight with the hands as much. Also, JoyToy has been changing the plastic that they use for the shoulder pieces. So while it is still, let's see, it is still limited. Whoops. I'm popping this dude's arm off, just trying to test his articulation. Let's see. That's not that far off anymore. So this is a modified one that I did. There are rubber bands under there. I have a tutorial on how to do that if you want to do that same thing, but this is, you don't need to modify it. It's soft enough that you can get decent posing out of it, which is great. The joints all feel pretty nice. The ab crunch is slightly loose, but not bad. And the rest of it all feels pretty good. He's got this weird little fox, or I guess it's a wolf tail. It's a space wolf. Obviously it's a wolf tail. That worries me a little bit. It feels like it could snap off easily. But compared to this guy, it feels like an upgrade. It just an upgrade in almost every way. The head articulation, I think, is the same. Yeah, I think it's the same. And they're using the same helmet again instead of the double pipe version, which is nice. Oh, there goes the knife. But yeah, side by side, they look nice. There's nothing that keeps you from displaying the V2s and V3s side by side, but the V3s just function better. So how does this guy do looks wise? Well, first of all, color scheme, really interesting. It's honestly, I'm liking it. It's asymmetrical. It kind of gives me almost Star Wars vibes. It's almost the Ultramarines, but not quite. It's different enough. It's really cool. I like this a lot. We've got the slashes, claw marks on this arm. Got some painted details there. I really like the chest plate. This like gem instead of the skull is really cool. Got the wolf on this side. Plenty of detail on the pack. Got some pouches back here. Standard detailing back here. The sheath is nicely detailed. I think that's a wolf skull. And then he's got another gem, very triangular, which gives me Viking vibes, which I think is what they are going for here. And then the head. Can I get in real close? Look at those eyes. They look really good. They look kind of dark and not reflective on the box, but in person, they are super shiny and just look really nice. There's a tiny bit of overspill on this one, but it's almost unnoticeable. And you can see compared to the Ultramarine eyes, they're just kind of a flat red. These are metallic. It's really nice. I like this a lot. Paint-wise, looks pretty solid. That little wolf tail has some nice gradients. There's sort of shading on this guy, but not quite. I mean, it kind of looks more green on this shoulder. I don't know if they quite succeeded with the shading there, but it's a little bit there. It's not quite as heavy as on the older guy. You can see the difference there. I do think he could have benefited from more shading, but I don't feel like it really hurts the figure at all not having it. If you're familiar with JoyToy or their Warhammer line at all, you will know the articulation on this guy, but you have pretty much everything you could want. You know, you've got the swing up, you've got a double jointed knee, you've got a double jointed elbow, you've got the ab crunch. You have everything you need to get good poses out of this guy. Is this Spider-Man? No, he's a little bit limited at the hips, but I honestly haven't had really any trouble getting good poses out of these guys. You know, if you work at it a bit, it works. Interestingly enough, there is no thigh armor for this dude. You can see this guy has these thigh plates. This dude does not. Instead, he just has the sheaths and gem hanging on here, which is kind of interesting, and I like the variation a lot, actually. Something I noticed while I was doing this review is there's no real good way to get him in a gun holding position. Like, I'm sure you could get this hand to grip the gun, but that would stretch out the hand a lot. And there's no just open palm hand for this dude, which is a bit of a downside. I would have liked to see an open palm hand. That's what the older guy did, is he had an open palm hand and then the pointing hand instead of having a pair of either. So I don't know, maybe that would have helped. Maybe, I don't know. It would have been nice to have something. It's just hard to get him into a good holding position. The box does show him gripping it, so it's possible. But like I said, you probably would stretch the hand out quite a bit. However, the 3.0 hands do let you get kind of a scope position. That's kind of a sloppy one, but you totally could get a better one with that. Well, there you have it. That is the Space Wolves Intercessor version 3. Don't quote me on that exactly. I think it's version 3. But yeah, this dude, really, really good. He's just solid all around. He's simple without being bland, if that makes sense. There's plenty of accessories. My only real complaints that I can come up with are he needed an open hand, and also this foot tends to pop off easily while posing. But other than that, I really like it. The version 3 hands are fantastic. They are still a bit of a pain to pop on the first couple times, but other than that, it's great. He holds the chainsword so much better than this hand does. It just actually like wraps around it. It's just good. It's just really good. And this is a very affordable figure. I believe he's like $23 on ltcave.com, which is, for a figure like this, Really fantastic. Also, that's what, come on, focus. He like barely grips the thing there, but this hand wraps fully around, which is great. So yeah, highly recommend this guy. And there is a version 3 Intercessor for both the Space Wolves, the Iron Fist, the Blood Angels, and the Ultramarines. So if you want an updated one of those as well, you can get that. You get this giant gun, which is great. The double-sided chainsword was the real reason why this dude caught my eye. You know, aside from his color scheme, the chainsword was just unique and different. And also this little pea shooter is great to get. It's just really good. This might be my new favorite figure. I feel like I tend to say that with most of the new figures that I get, but I really liked the Ultramarines Intercessor, and this guy is just simple and good, and I really like it. Also, him having the knife was another plus. So yeah, highly recommend getting this guy. Like I said, if you want one, head down to the link in the description, ltcave.com, and you can use the discount code to get 5% off as well. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.